The Middle East has long been a cauldron of tensions, but few rivalries are as significant and potentially explosive as the one between Iran and Israel. This standoff is not just a bilateral issue. It is a complex web of historical grievances, ideological differences, and geopolitical strategies that have evolved over decades. This conflict has global implications, impacting oil prices and the risk of nuclear proliferation. Any escalation could have far-reaching consequences for the region and the world. The global economy reliant on Middle Eastern oil could face severe disruptions while the specter of nuclear conflict looms. Understanding its roots and trajectory is crucial. The origins of this conflict trace back to the early 20th century, with the establishment of Israel and subsequent regional dynamics. Various wars, political maneuvers, and alliances have shaped the current state of affairs. Adding another layer is India, a rising power with strong ties to both Iran and Israel. India's relationship with Iran is rooted in historical and cultural connections, as well as mutual economic interests, particularly in the energy sector. On the other hand, India's strategic partnership with Israel encompasses defense, technology, and intelligence cooperation. For decades, India has maintained a delicate balancing act, pursuing its own interests without getting drawn into the conflict. This balancing act is a testament to India's nuanced foreign policy, which seeks to maximize its strategic advantages while minimizing potential risks. India's diplomatic efforts focus on fostering dialogue and cooperation, rather than taking sides. This essay will delve into the historical backdrop of the Iran-Israel conflict, examining its origins and the strategic factors that continue to fuel it. We will look at key events and turning points that have defined this rivalry, from the Islamic Revolution in Iran to various military confrontations and proxy wars. We will explore India's unique position, navigating its relationships with both countries while seeking to promote stability in a volatile region. India's role as a potential mediator, its economic interests, and its strategic imperatives will be analyzed to understand how it manages to walk this tightrope. Finally, we will consider potential paths towards a resolution, highlighting the crucial role that diplomacy and international cooperation must play in achieving lasting peace. The involvement of international organizations, multilateral talks, and confidence-building measures will be essential in de-escalating tensions and fostering a climate of trust. The Iran-Israel conflict is not just a regional issue, it is a global concern. The interconnected nature of today's world means that regional conflicts can have global repercussions affecting international security, economic stability, and humanitarian conditions. The involvement of major powers, the risk of escalation, and the potential for spillover effects make it a critical issue for the international community. Countries like the United States, Russia, and China have vested interests in the region, and their actions can either exacerbate or help resolve the conflict. Finding a way to bridge the divide between Iran and Israel is essential for peace and stability in the Middle East and beyond. The path to peace will require sustained diplomatic efforts, mutual concessions, and a commitment to dialogue over confrontation. Only through such measures can we hope to achieve a lasting resolution to this enduring conflict.
To understand the current animosity between Iran and Israel, we must rewind the clock to a time when their relationship was markedly different. Before the 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran, the two countries maintained surprisingly cordial ties. Israel, established in 1948, found itself surrounded by hostile Arab states. Iran, under the Shah's rule, emerged as a valuable ally. The Shah's secular, pro-Western stance aligned with Israel's interests, leading to cooperation in various fields, including trade, intelligence sharing, and even military collaboration. This period of relative warmth was rooted in shared security concerns and a pragmatic approach to regional politics. Both countries viewed the Soviet Union and its allies as a common threat, fostering a sense of strategic alignment. They also engaged in economic partnerships, with Iran becoming a significant supplier of oil to Israel. This period of cooperation, however, proved to be short-lived. The 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran dramatically altered the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. the new Islamic Republic led by Ayatollah Khomeini espoused an ideological opposition to Israel's existence, fundamentally transforming the dynamics between the two nations.
The 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran marked a significant turning point in the relationship between Iran and Israel, transforming former partners into bitter rivals. This revolution brought about a seismic shift in the political landscape of the Middle East. Ayatollah Khomeini's vehemently anti-Israel stance, deeply rooted in his interpretation of Islam and fervently fueled by the Palestinian cause, poisoned the well of bilateral relations. His rhetoric painted Israel as a symbol of Western imperialism and oppression. At the heart of the conflict lies a complex web of ideological, political, and strategic differences. These differences are not just about borders or territories, but are deeply entrenched in the identities and historical narratives of both nations. Iran's revolutionary government views Israel as an illegitimate entity, a Western outpost in the heart of the Muslim world. This perspective is reinforced by Iran's desire to position itself as a leader of the Muslim world, opposing Western influence. They see Israel's existence as a violation of Palestinian rights and an obstacle to Islamic unity. The Palestinian issue is a rallying point for Iran, used to garner support from other Muslim-majority countries. Israel, for its part, perceives a nuclear-ambitious Iran as an existential threat. The prospect of Iran acquiring nuclear weapons is seen as a direct challenge to Israel's security and survival. The Iranian regime's aggressive rhetoric, coupled with its support for militant groups like Hezbollah and Hamas, fuels deep mistrust and animosity in Israel. These groups have been involved in numerous attacks against Israeli targets, further escalating tensions. The shadow of the Holocaust further amplifies Israeli anxieties, creating a profound sense of vulnerability and a determination to prevent another genocide. This historical trauma shapes Israel's national security policies and its approach to perceived threats. Beyond ideology and security concerns, the competition for regional dominance also plays a crucial role in perpetuating the conflict. Both nations seek to expand their influence over the geopolitically strategic Middle East. Both Iran and Israel aspire to be major players in the Middle East, leading to a constant struggle for influence and power. This rivalry manifests in various forms, from military posturing to diplomatic maneuvers. This rivalry extends to various domains, including military capabilities, economic clout, and diplomatic alliances, further complicating the path towards a peaceful resolution. The international community often finds itself entangled in this conflict, with global powers taking sides, thereby adding another layer of complexity to an already intricate situation.